Hi, my name's Fox, and I'm gonna try to drive this car all the way to Land's End and then back on a single tank of gas. Well, diesel.
Right, well, I wanted to start this video by a cool shot from the outside of the car and me saying, but first, let's go and fuel up. However, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ decided that it needs to absolutely start pissing on my head. So instead, here's a not cool shot from the inside saying the same thing. Right, so we are arriving at Tesco petrol station in Eccles, which is in Manchester. And today, on the 5th of April 2026, diesel is pound 83 or 82.9 per liter. And I wonder, looking back at this in a year's time, is that going to be a good price or bad? Because God knows we don't know what Mr. Trump's going to do. And this car has a 70-liter tank, of which I have just about a quarter. So yeah, let's see how much money I need to pay for this. Right, okay, so I have fueled up and it has stopped absolutely pissing, bucketing it down for about 3 seconds. So let me quickly tell you about the plan. So just like with every other BMW, if you just open the bonnet, under it, flying away, you will find a big paper map. My skid joke didn't work. So this is what I'm gonna use instead of GPS to get from... Where even am I? Oh, for f***ing sake. From here, and I want to get to here, then go there, then go somewhere, I don't even know, somewhere around here, and then somewhere around here, and then way back there. But about the second part, I'm going to worry a bit later. So today's plan is now I am gonna jump onto M62. Well, I'm gonna jump onto M6. Jesus, it's so small, can you even see? Anyway, I'm gonna jump onto M62, go to the junction right there, which will take me on the M6, and then I'm gonna do a lot of driving on the M6 around Birmingham. I'm gonna change to M5. And then I'm going to do even more driving on the M5. Try not to get lost. And then I'm going to get to A roads, which is going to be, I believe, A30. And the A30 I'm going to follow all the way to Land's End. So yeah, let's go do that. Right, I am back in a car and it is again absolutely pissing it down. So first things first, before we even set off, let's unplug this and get rid of it, because for the next 2 days I am not gonna need it. Okay, so now let's start this puppy and let's see what it says. Okay, so that's great news. We are a full tank. However, I am planning to do it's about 860 miles. And the range right now...
Navigation is not active.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. So the car just said navigation is not active either, which it shouldn't be, but yeah, anyway. It's showing me that I've got 687 miles of range out of the 850 that I need. So this is going to be great already, I can tell. Not butt clenching at all. Right. I think that's enough talking. I think let's go. am on M62. I have set myself cruise control with a lovely hypermiling speed of 60 miles an hour, which is the speed that I'm gonna be keeping. I know that for hypermiling you're best off on between 55 and 58, but I want to be a little bit realistic about this hypermiling trip as well. So yeah, the range that is showing currently is 693 miles out of the 850, 860 that we need. No, that's not the one. The fuel consumption at the moment is showing 41.5 miles to the gallon, which I'm going to reset now. There we go. And we will see what that reading is going to be through this journey. I also need to reset the range, not the range, but the trip, and see how much we're actually going to do. So yeah, so the plan is to do it in 2 days. We're going to go one way today and a little bit ways back, and then come back. Oh, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm definitely not ready for this. I'm not prepared, I've not planned, I've not nothing. So let me talk about the car a little bit. So the car is an E61, sorry, let me talk like I talk to a normal person, is a BMW 5 Series from 2009. The chassis number, if you will, is E61. It is a later facelift model. It is a 520d, so it's a 2-liter diesel. It comes with the but the later and more reliable N47 engine, which succeeded the M47 because it's better. No, wait, that's not it, is it? No, it's the other way around. It comes with the less reliable, later N47 engine, which is known for its lovely timing chain issues. And yeah, that's about it. I've got nothing for now. I think we're just gonna talk later. When I wake up, maybe at the first pit stop, where I'm gonna have a coffee and figure out what I want to say. So for now, I'm gonna say bye. So why this trip? I hear literally none of you asked. The first reason is that every other week I do about 440 miles round trip to pick up my son, and to have my son, and on one of the trips, on a couple of the trips, I decided to try and hypermile the car. And basically, when hypermiling the car, I found that it is saying that it can do 65 miles to the gallon, which is obviously not true. However, that birthed the idea that I need to try and see how much I can actually get out of a tank, because it is a 15-gallon tank, I believe, just over, so it's a 70-liter tank. And the very interesting thing that I found is that if you lower your speed, say from 85, which I'm obviously doing in Mexico, never in UK, to 65 miles an hour, over 100 miles, you only add about, roughly over 100 miles, you add about 9 minutes of travel time, which is quite weird because it's like a 20-mile-an-hour difference, but you only had about 9 minutes of travel time. I believe it is because when you're doing 65, you're just sort of flowing with traffic, like you never touch your brakes or anything. You just sort of flow in your left lane and then move around lorries slowly. And that's it. No, 65 is not really like a hypermiling speed, but it is like a good speed. And the fuel consumption, the difference between 85 miles an hour and 65 miles an hour is ridiculous. You literally get extra 18, 19, 20 miles to the gallon. And over a tank, that's like 300 miles to a tank. 300 extra miles to the tank. And you know what? If I can, obviously, because I travel damn near 1,000 miles a month just to see my son, you know, extra 300 miles go a long way for me. And if I have to add, 10 minutes of travel time because of it, per 100 miles, so 20 minutes, 25 minutes per round trip, then yeah, why not? Because I go 110 miles each way to pick him up, so that's 220, and then when I'm dropping him off, it's another 110 miles, there and then the same back. So yeah, there you go. The second reason for, or just another reason for this road trip is in 6 days, I'm turning 40. And it's getting to me. I am feeling it. And a road trip always is a little bit of a meditation. A little bit of, because I've got ADHD, which is, I've got undiagnosed ADHD, put it this way. So it is hard for me to calm down. It is hard for me to, stop and think and assess and look back in retrospective and all of these things. They don't come easy to me. Well, the one time when I can really be with my thoughts and, reflect is when I'm driving. So yeah, it's a pre-40s road trip of reflection, if you will, and of just, having a bit of time with myself and giving myself a little bit of a breather and a little bit of thinking time. And also, I just like to see pretty places. I like to go to pretty places. I like to see pretty places. And also, I like a challenge. And also, sometimes I just get a stupid idea to do a stupid thing, and when normal people go, okay, that's a stupid idea, it was great thinking about it, let's not do that, I go, fuck yeah, let's do that. It's a stupid idea, I love it, let's do it. So yeah, there you go. Those are some of the reasons why this is happening, why we're doing this. Right, Citrep. I am in I'll be damned if I know. I am in some services. I have pulled up because I'm finally ready to get some food. I have been driving for roughly 3 hours, and I have done, let's have a look, I have done 163.8 miles, and it is now telling me that I've got still 844 miles to go. Which, I mean, if that is the case, then that would be amazing. But for now, I need to have some food, and I need to stretch my legs and maybe have a poo as well. Also, oh my Jesus Lord. Yes, somewhere on this large piece of paper, I am somewhere here, I think. Yeah, I think I just went past the services somewhere here. So I have done well. But the big problem that I'm going to have is going to start here. That is where the problem is going to start. So I'm assuming it's going to be junction 31. So I still need to do this much. And then it's going to be junction 31. And then I'm going to get onto A roads. And I have a suspicion, because I still need to go from, where am I? From here. And then that, and then that. And then I even need to travel back a bit to, like, here. People are looking at me funny because I'm sitting in 2026 with a paper map. I think people don't understand. But yeah, so I need to do that. And I think that is where I'm gonna start sort of seeing problems, because obviously it's not gonna be a motorway travel. Also, on A roads like that, what am I doing? Jesus, I didn't even switch off the car. What a moron! But obviously on roads like that, there's more roadworks and that type of stuff. And also the traveling speeds are slower, and there's more bends and all sorts of shit so it's not that straightforward. So we're gonna see how much of the range I'm actually gonna lose by the time I'm gonna get there. But for now, time to eat some food and then have a poo. The food has been eaten. Tried to help a gentleman who seems to have broken down a little bit. Well, tried to help as much as I could anyway. So I guess onwards we go. If I'll think of anything else smart to say, then I will say it at some point. But for now, okay, just by existing, the estimated range has dropped to 840 miles without me even driving, and the MPG, so the consumption, is 65.7 mpg. So that's how we're doing at the moment. We still have probably, if we've done 160 miles, we still probably have about 200 to go. And yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. But for now, enjoy the views. It is now 1 o'clock, which means I have been driving for how many, 5 hours? Yeah, I've been driving for 5 hours. Obviously I had like a half an hour break, but it wasn't a half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. And I have left M5 and I am now on the A30, which, to be fair, at the moment is not that bad. I believe that my MPG is not really dropped that drastically, but that is because I am still on this side of Exeter, and I believe once I'm gonna be past Exeter, it's gonna go very much downhill for me, because well, the last time I was in Cornwall, if I remember, if this is the road I remember, and if I remember it correctly, and I don't even know if I'm going the right way, because I'm using this, and I almost crashed the last time when I tried to check which exit I need. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So at the moment, it's looking good. It says that I have driven 244 miles. It says that I can drive another 767 miles. And it is also showing that I have used a quarter of tank. How many of these things are true? That remains to be seen, because I don't know on this particular car, but I do know that on most cars, the second half of the tank goes away much quicker than the first half of the tank. Also, a big part of today's driving is gonna be on roads like this A30. Well, it will be this A30, but it's not gonna be in such a great shape, and it's not gonna be such a great experience, and there's gonna be hills, and there's gonna be all sorts of things that will bite into the MPG. So yeah, so obviously at the moment it's looking like if I was driving only on a motorway and only in a straight line and not hit a single traffic or anything, then I can probably do 1,000 miles on a tank. However, a lot of driving today and a lot of driving tomorrow is not going to be like that. So yeah. Right, so another sit trip. I have just driven 20 miles from the last time I spoke to you, and the things that I was worried about, they are unfortunately coming true. So, like I said, this road, it gets really hilly, which is obviously horrible for my MPG, and which has proven to be truth, because right now I've driven exactly 20 miles from the last time I spoke to you, and I have lost, does it make it 78? So I'm at 666 now, so 78 miles of range in, I think, I can't remember, but like there or thereabouts 80 miles of range I have lost inside 20 miles of driving. So yeah, like literally 20 minutes ago it was feeling promising, and it was looking promising, and I was quite confident about this, and I am not anymore, because with the range that is showing me now, I will literally have about 30 miles spare with the range it's showing me now. But I won't, because I've only just started on the A roads, and obviously I'm doing a lot of A road today and a fair bit of A road tomorrow as well. So yeah, scary times. Let's see what happens. Right, so Citrip, we have arrived in at Land's End. The last probably 2 miles. 2 miles? What am I saying? No, the last 10 miles. Oh, absolutely obliterated my MPG. Let me have a look. I've had a little walk around already, Land's End, because I love this place. It's gorgeous. But obviously you're not watching this video to find out, you know, how how I walked around Land's End. Okay, so at the moment, like I said, the last 10 miles or so absolutely obliterated my range. I've got 507 miles left of range, and I've done 355. Theoretically, I probably need to do around another 500 miles, which at this rate is not really looking realistic. So I'm gonna need to see. Well, I'm gonna be fine today, but I'm gonna need to see how am I proceeding tomorrow with this, because that range is scary. It's a scary range. Because if a diesel runs out of diesel, that's a whole nother problem that I don't have money for. But for now on, I'm going to have a very quick top up of food in my face. And then I'm not going to need to figure out a way. Sunglasses went flying. I'm going to need to figure out a way how to get from here, where I am now, to here, and then I'm gonna somehow need to find the hostel I'm staying in using a map that doesn't show any streets. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but yeah, first I'm gonna have some food, and then we're gonna get out of here. Right, so if I'm understanding this correct, so I am here right now. I'm going to go back to Penzance and then jump back onto A30 and go up to here. I think that is like a junction or a roundabout. And then I need to jump on that A3075 and get to Newquay. I did it all for the Newquay. So you can take that cookie. Yeah, right. Let's see how that goes. Right, I have a feeling that we are somewhere not far. I mean, the whole place is about 3 buildings, so looks very rich though. Although the cars are like Fistral Beach. I don't know where I'm going. Nerds, come on. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-da. Is that where I went down? I don't know. I think I did. Jesus Lord. Right, it took a minute or 17 or 28. But I found my little hostel room. And the outside looks like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm gonna go and have a walk there. Right, good morning and welcome to day 2 of this attempt to do it all on a single tank. I have slept very, very well actually, and I'm ready to set off. So let's see what we need to do today. So we are
here. And for the first leg of the trip back, I want to get to here. Also, the plan has changed a little bit. Today, I had planned on meeting a very cool person and showing some cool cars on the way. However, I've not managed to get a response from him on whether he's going to be there or not. And I am assuming it is because I completely forgot that Easter is a thing and that people celebrate it. And celebrate it, with families. And I think because I forgot that, and I forgot that Easter is Easter. I believe that is the reason why I'm not able to get in touch with him, because I'm doing all of this over Easter. So maybe some other time. There you go. You can see the lovely hostel again. Oh my god, I've had a shower and everything, but look at me, I look so puffy. And now to go and find coffee and get going. See you in a bit. In the car, and it is not looking great so far. So as you can see, we have traveled 399.5 miles, so basically 400 miles, and we've got 439 miles of range, and I've got about 460 to do, and I'm going to lose more of this range because obviously I'm going to be doing a lot of it on A roads again. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but let's find out. Small A roads, and I am on the A30, and as I expected, so I've driven 11 miles now, and I have lost over 30. I can't remember what I had. I think it was showing 35, something like that. And now I have a 401 mile left, which means I have lost what, like, if I've driven 11 and 401, 24 miles. So 24 miles of range I have lost yet again. I think I might need to start like slipstreaming lorries. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's really gonna help. But anyway, yeah, so 200 miles to go still, and I'm gonna need to stop somewhere for some coffee and a stick of nicotine, a dose of caffeine and a stick of nicotine to wake me up, and then probably have a big poop, and then maybe eat something afterwards, because that makes logic. Anyway, bye. Has entered the body, and the poo has been had as well. So let's continue. Well, shit. This was my biggest worry about going back on a Monday. I am stuck in a traffic, and my range is just dropping and dropping and dropping. I expected this to happen, but I didn't expect it to be. Oh, come on, just move, please. Move.
bad things is happening. I have now joined the motorway, so I've joined the M5 and I had massive hopes about it. However, we are going at 30 miles an hour and the traffic here continues, so I am assuming that something has happened ahead. Guess we will see. Right, well, hello back in a cockpit. It has been an hour and a half roughly since my last check-in, and the traffic, as you can see over my shoulder there, the traffic is still trafficking. I am still absolutely hemorrhaging miles. At this point, I am really not sure that what I set off to do yesterday is actually possible. It says I have done 542 miles in total, and it says at the moment that I have 338 miles of range left, which in theory seems fine, but the problem is that I've got 1/3 of a tank left. As per usual, the second half of the tank is going a lot quicker, and obviously this whole situation with the traffic is absolutely not helping. And then when I get off the M5, which is in about, I don't know, I genuinely don't know. When I get off the M5, I will then be on A roads again. And being on A roads obviously is going to ruin my range again, because this range, it did creep up whilst I was on M5, whilst it wasn't traffic like this. Found it. Okay. Found it. Found it. Jesus, it's my first time here.
Oh, that's okay.
Where am I going? Sorry?
You booked it?
No.
How far you come?
Manchester.
Okay, cool. Next time you come, book a ticket. Okay, if you come back, book a ticket for us.
Roger.
If you just walk with me, mate, keep this road. Sorry, drive while I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'll just explain a few things.
Okay, thank you. Jesus Christ, well that sounds just like me, doesn't it? Just show up here without knowing that I need to book, or that in fact there is an event happening. There's so much cool stuff. I'm gonna go now and have a wonderful look all about it. And fucking hell, I just showed up and that's it. Well, as much fun as this has been, and Caffeine Machine, you have been absolutely wonderful to me. But it's time for me to move on and get on my final leg to go home. Let's see how that works out. Right, so I am back on the M6. I am in familiar territory. I am probably if I'm going, by habit I'm trying to go into the fast lane, but this is not what we're doing, folks. This is not what we're doing. So I'll stay in this lane. Yes, I am on M6, and I am probably about 80 miles away from home, maybe 90, and I'm doing quite well. I've done 690, nearly 690 miles. I still got a quarter of a tank. It's showing me 247 miles left. So obviously the ending of this is not going to be as nail-biting as I wanted it to be. Or as I expected. This is due to, well, basically me skipping a stop today, obviously because the person didn't get back to me, which I don't blame them. Again, if you're watching it, I'm not blaming you. I understand it's Easter and all of that, and I just didn't plan this correctly. I didn't put into consideration the fact that, you know, that it is Easter, and right, there's a lorry, a Royal Mail lorry. Jack, wink wink, you probably never will see it, but hey, there's a red lorry, although I'm not in a Golf. However, never mind that. So the ending of this is not going to be as nail-biting as as maybe I would like to, and maybe you expected it to be. But nevertheless, I am super impressed with the car. I am super impressed with the fact that with all the A roads and the traffic and so on, I'm gonna make it home safely without a single breakdown. I reckon we're gonna be probably just under like 800 miles done on a tank. And I bet you, matter of fact, I'll keep driving it around town until I'll have like 10 miles left, which is probably around town. It's not gonna be long, but I'll keep doing that so that we can see, like, in a proper mixed driving, what this car is capable of. This has been a trip, isn't it? That's a decent Mustang. That's the big boy. Nice. Even though it is a drop top, still nice. Yeah, this trip has been definitely a trip. Like I mentioned before, I needed it a bit, to sort my head out a bit, and it is a little bit kind of like a meditation type of thing. And it's worked exactly as I wanted it to work. So that's done the thing. It is a shame that we didn't get a chance to go and look at the cool cars I wanted to go and see. But well, who knows? Maybe some other time. Like I said, it's just poor planning on my behalf, and unfortunately, sometimes I do poor planning. But it has been a good test I reckon this has been a good test of mixed driving MPG. I have to admit that I plan to do sort of between 55 and 60 miles an hour, but I have actually been doing on motorways 60 to 65 mile an hour, and I genuinely believe, seeing the results now, obviously arriving home, I genuinely believe that I would have gotten very, very similar results at 70 mile an hour. I genuinely reckon that I could have done all of this trip on a single tank at 70 mile an hour. But again, like I say, by my math, it wouldn't have made that much of a massive difference. And I thought, hey, well, let's see if that... Well, I wouldn't have come to this conclusion if I hadn't have done it the way I did do it. I also reckon that if you only do motorways and you do proper hypermiling, like as in like slipstreaming slipstreaming behind lorries, going only on motorways, and holding on that 56 to 58 mile an hour speed, I genuinely think that you'll get your 1,000 miles out of this 70-liter tank, which is, I think, about 15 gallons. I am now approaching Salford, and I'm gonna be home very, very soon. And at the moment, it is showing that I have driven 762.8 miles, and it is showing that I have, I don't know how to say this, just over an eighth of a tank left. Yeah, it is showing that I have just over an eighth of a tank left, which if I was to keep driving on a motorway, what is it I'm doing now, 65, I would still go for 173 miles. Now, I don't know if I would go for 173 miles, but I reckon I would easily get another at least 100 miles out of this tank. And like I say, it's been I've been stuck in traffic. I've been about 25%, I reckon, of this has been on A roads, and some of it even like in towns, and or on like, I don't think it was, well, the B roads there was literally like one, I think, or two. But yeah, there you go. Like I said, it would have been cool if it would have been a little bit more dramatic, but it wasn't. And it would have been, I reckon, if the meeting that I wanted, not the meeting, if I would have gotten to visit the other place that I really wanted to visit, but poor planning is poor planning. What you gonna do? I did get to go to Caffeine and Machine for the first time in my life, and that was very cool in its own sense. It was so cool that I was allowed in without a booking or a ticket or anything, because quite frankly, I didn't know that I need one. Oh, this camera is about to fall over, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that I needed one. But the guy asked me where I came from and said from Manchester. He says, "Well, I'm not going to turn you around. If you've come here from Manchester, I'm not going to turn you around here. So just go inside and find yourself a parking spot," which is very cool of him, of them. I think that is also representative of of the car culture. And as soon as I parked up, there was this kid with a phone, and I mean, my car is just this basic, simple, 5 Series touring, and this kid with his big thingy tablet ran up and took pictures and everything. It was just cool. The whole atmosphere was really nice. Oh, there we go. That's falling. Now you need to survive literally another 2 minutes. Come on. And that's it. Yeah, so the trip has been great. I have been doing right. Let's go through this. So it's saying now I've done 764.4 miles.
It's going to be 765 by the time I get home. It says that I still have 173 miles left in. And to be honest, if I know this tank at all, then I would say I probably have about 15 liters of fuel still in, which means that potentially on a motorway I could even do the whole 173 miles, depending obviously on the traffic conditions. I have been doing an average of 41.1 mile an hour. Obviously the traffic and the arrows and that ruined it, and it is showing that I have been consuming. It is showing that I have been consuming 65.7 miles to the consuming miles. I wasn't consuming miles. It is showing that I got 65.7 miles to the gallon, which seems about right. Just about. I would say it's definitely in the 60s by my math. Like I mentioned before, I will keep driving this for the next couple of days, and that will give like a proper mixed driving result, I assume, and we'll see how much that's going to change. You know, am I going to get to, let's say, 850 miles in total? I don't know. We will see. But it's definitely has been a very interesting trip. With that, the main takeaway is you can get your 1,000 miles out of the tank if you drive carefully and only on a motorway. So do with this information as you will. I am gonna try to pull up. Okay. Loop. Think I'm in. That's it. I am home. Wow.